All right, let's talk about Wednesday's Dodgers Diamondbacks game. So the model has the Dodgers winning with a 79% chance of winning, which is pretty much about the same thing as the ESPN model has. And so if you come over here, look at the upper left as well, you can see just the stark difference. And we'll get to that in a minute. Then we come down here, the model is saying the Dodgers should score a median score of about 7 runs to the Diamondbacks 3. I would always point out that in almost all of these models, you see the 80-20 approximately mix up. It's entirely possible that the Diamondbacks score the top of their predicted, the Dodgers score at the bottom. So it's just as you look at this data, it's always important to understand, well, what exactly is it telling me? So you might think 80-20, it's in the bag, but as anyone knows with baseball, it's always probabilistic. And so it's interesting to see what happens. So in this case here, I do find it interesting the fact that this model, that my model and the ESPN model are almost identical. And again, the ESPN model, you don't get to see any of what's behind it. So let's go ahead and take a look behind that. So the top level data that's available is what the model is based on. Is the real difference maker is going to be come down in the pitching. All right, Ryan Nelson is I'm guessing he's probably not a regular starter. So when you look at this, 366 batting average against 29 innings in 7 games. So I haven't seen him before. So my overall guess is that he's the number 5 guy and probably not, or just may not be a normal starter, something along those lines. But meanwhile, if you go to the Dodgers, you got Tyler Glasnow, who's having a phenomenal season. So you got 179 against batting average. He's pitched 62 innings, and he's striking everyone out. So let's go ahead and take a look at the performance value. So again, remember, Glasnow is just really pitching well, and that translates into these high strikeout numbers over here for the Diamondbacks. So with a median of 7, with anywhere between 6 to 9, that sounds about right. And then when you look at just the delta and that 5 singles for the Diamondbacks versus 8 singles. And then when you start to get down here into the bigger numbers, one of the other things I would point out is going to be just the power numbers here with the home runs for the Dodgers. So significantly higher than what you see over here for the Diamondbacks. And then when you come down here to the percentages, when you look at that OPS for that game, and again, this here is using Monte Carlo simulation. So in this case, what I do is I have it play 250 games, and then it aggregates those numbers. And then that aggregate number of 250 games with these lineups and the probable bullpen combinations, you see an OPS for the Dodgers of over 1,000 versus 600 over here for the Diamondbacks. And that's just one of those things to where, the Diamondbacks last year definitely, as they surged at the end, made it to the playoffs, really good team, but they're simply not hitting their stride this year. Without looking more into the breakdown, the differences between their team, it's hard to really understand what's going on. I certainly would not rule out the fact that it's a young team. You get some good variation from year to year as they're trying to figure that out. Meanwhile, the Dodgers have 4 or 3 former MVPs between Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Shohei Ohtani. And then they added guys like Teoscar Hernandez. Will Smith is knocking the cover off the ball. And all these guys are seasoned veterans who aren't old. They're not over the hill. So it's just one of those things to where we're early in the season. The veterans are really hitting their stride. Meanwhile, the younger team is showing that they're young. So I wouldn't read too much into that come the end of the year until we get there. But as we're looking at this now, the pitching staff is really going to make the difference between the two teams, with a really strong starter and bullpen for the Dodgers going against what looks to be some scuffling hitters, and then an Arizona Diamondback team pitching staff that is not putting out their best tomorrow, and then they have a weak bullpen to follow. So with that, you see You can expect the Dodgers to score more than what they did uh, in Monday's game, and we'll see how Tuesday goes. I'm recording this on Tuesday, but that notwithstanding, the odds are very favorable for the Dodgers in this case. So um, it's always fun to watch baseball, especially if you're following one of the teams. It's great following the Dodgers right now, seeing as how they've got Shohei Ohtani. I know a lot of people hate that they went out and got Shohei, but at the same time, um, I would point out that free agents don't always work out. There's been a lot of really great players who went on free agency and then went to their next team and flopped either immediately or very shortly thereafter. So the fact that they've had excellent success with Tyler Glasnow, Shohei Ohtani, that Mookie Betts is every bit the player that they were hoping he would be, and more so the fact that he's gone from the outfield to second base to shortstop. To me, those are all showing that they didn't just go out and throw money around as much as they had a strategy on the types of players that they want to. And that's what I think we're seeing uh, in how they're playing and how they're winning. So if you're a baseball fan, they're a fun team to watch. I realize I've done almost exclusively Dodger games. I will start breaking out to do more, just still kind of working on a couple things on how I put this together. So anyhow, hope you enjoy this. If you've got questions, comments, drop me a comment. Thank you much.